Let's use AI agents to help you hit your goals in 2025. Have you ever set New Year's resolutions only to have them fizzle out by February? Last month, I went to a Joe Dispenza first ever 10-day retreat. If you don't know who he is, he's an incredible human. He's all about creating your future self and creating a reality that you desire. So I thought, since it is the beginning of 2025, wouldn't it be amazing if I took the best practices from Joe Dispenza and combined it together with AI agents to create a system that helps you stay laser focused on your goals? So let's dive into how we can use artificial intelligence to keep you on track to becoming the future you every single day. But before that, if you don't know me, my name is Dylan. I help entrepreneurs win the game of business by upgrading their systems of operations and sales systems with AI agents and automations. So if you want more profit and less payroll, click the link in the description and feel free to book a meeting with me. Now, let's get on with the build, shall we? All right. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be looking at a little bit of an overall map that I have here of what we're going to be building out. So part of this is going to be looking at this future self of who you want to be. We're going to be using Gamma to build out the website, and we're going to be having this where at the very end of this, you should be able to go to the website, and I'll have this available for some people that want to do this and go to the website for a limited time. But if you want to build this on your own, you can as well. Where people are going to be able to put in what is the vision of their future self, right? What's the old self they're releasing? And what are the new possibilities, habits, beliefs, emotional states that they must adopt in order to become this way? In order to do this, let's go through and start to build out a couple of these different elements. First things first, let's go over to Gamma. If you don't know what Gamma is, it is an awesome AI-generated website inside of here. And we're going to go ahead and start with the bones of this thing to get this thing built. And so what I did is I just worked a little bit with ChatGPT and I created a bit of an outline just like this. I'm going to paste in here of what a website would look like. And this is an amazing AI generated website builder. We're going to switch over to website presentation mode just like this. And we're going to hit continue. All right, so we have the becoming the future self in 2025. We have the benefits of what this is going to look like. How the system's going to work, right? You're going to set your goals every day. We're going to have daily check-ins, and there's going to be custom meditations made for you that you can listen to at the end of every day. Now, also what we have here is a little bit more of this is the year to transform, and then we have a little CTA button to get started. We're going to add a card here at the end, which is just going to be a form that we want to put in. So let's go ahead and if this looks pretty good, good enough right now, we'll hit generate. While that's being generated, let's just find something. If we're going to keep with the themes of what I've seen with Joe Dispenza here, I think we'll go with this like pink and red, what we got going on inside of here. I'll have that be the primary buttons. That looks good. We'll hit generate just like that. And now we're going to have this create a website for us. And what's amazing about this system is that it very quickly can you spin up a system to be able to make a website and any of these other micro SaaS applications. All right, so you can see this thing is currently building out the website for us right now as we speak. And so this is going to be a bit of how we do this. So let's just do a quick review. Make sure this looks good. Become your future self. Awesome. Personalized growth. Stay accountable. Cultivate success. Cool. We're going to do set your goals for 2025. We're going to have daily check-ins and custom meditations. Sounds great. Bridge the gap, live your future self, ready to begin, name, address, awesome. We're going to add one more page inside of here. And so we're going to add this inside of here. Oh, not page. It's probably a card. Probably want to add another card. All right, let's see here. There's probably a widget that is going to be a widget for web page embeds. Perfect. And go enter your details here, creating your future self. Awesome. We're going to want to embed a form right here. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So what are we going to need to make this possible? So if we go over here and we look at this, okay, we're going to need a website. All right, there's check. We have a website pretty much done. And then we're going to want to have these 3 questions on a form that is then going to go through and it's going to go into the OpenAI API Assist, which is going to allow us to keep the conversation going. So as you evolve these meditations for your future self, then the AI will continue to learn from the conversation. We're going to save that into a data store, and then we're going to throw that through a system on the backside of here that will trigger at the end of the night. We could do it via text message or email. I think this time we'll do email because we've done a lot of text messages in the past. So if that's the case, then what we need to do is we're going to open up Make, and we're going to call this future self submit, and Typeform, do OpenAI, hit save. We're going to go into Typeform, and we could use really any one we wanted to use here, but we're going to just start with Typeform. We're going to go from scratch. We'll put in a little contact info section. We'll change this to future self 25, hit save. Let's say inside of here, we're going to say we don't need the company. So we'll get rid of that content of the company. That's not needed. We don't have to have the phone number be mandatory, but we can leave that in there if we want. So we'll say email is mandatory, and so is first name and last name. That's how we make it mandatory. Design. Okay, this wash raspberry looks pretty good. So we're going to take that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of simple questions. So we'll go inside of here. We can have them be long text since we only got a couple of these inside of here. And then we're just going to hop back and forth and grab a couple of these. So let's grab this first one, future self. Open this up. All right, let's see if we can put this in the description. There you go. And we'll take this one, duplicate that out, and we'll grab the second one, which is releasing the old self. That here. All right, just like that. Duplicate one more. Embodying new possibilities. Okay, let's duplicate this. Go just like that. All right, there we go. So when someone signs up, they'll go to the website. They'll put in their name, phone number, email. They'll put in this information, which we need to make this one required. Releasing the old self. Oh, I think I doubled this. Okay, so let me just go ahead and delete this real quick. New habits, this one. All right, great. So we're going to take this one. We're going to make this one required. This one's required. And this one is required. Fantastic. So all that looks good. We'll go ahead and hit publish. I'm going to copy this. And then there's going to be two things. One, we're going to take it and we can go ahead and edit this. And right here, we can go to this web page or app. We want to scroll down until we see Typeform. There's Typeform. And I think we can put in the URL. Let's see if that works. Create your future self of 2025 with AI agents. And cool, rad. All right, replace the thumbnail. We can always replace this thumbnail if we wanted to make it a little bit more fancy. Go inside of here. Let's just do this right here. There's one for you. Perfect. All right. So all that looks good. We have this inside of here just like that. Pretty happy with it. And so we are going to then hit publish. Just like that. Now that we have this created as well, what we can do here is when we go to share, we need to be able to catch this with make. And so we're going to go here. We're going to open up this form just like that. We're going to go inside. We're going to go in and put in Typeform. And you can use any type of forms. You can use Google's or Jotforms, anything else that you want. But I use Typeforms because they're beautiful, they're simple to use, and all that fun stuff. And this is going to be a two-part framework here, where we're going to have to both watch the hooks that come in, and then we're going to have to catch them and have them listed out. So over here, we're going to call this 25 future self. And then we're going to look for this to get uploaded. And we have future self 2025. Perfect. We're going to hit save. We're going to open up another module, a sleep module, which is going to allow us to wait for a couple of seconds. This allows us to be able to delay the flow that's coming from the responses. So as soon as that thing gets submitted, the form gets submitted, it waits a couple of seconds, which allows the back end of the database. Otherwise, for some reason, sometimes the type forms, if it's super short, it will miss it. It won't be able to grab it in time. So we're going to do sleep. We're going to do type form here, and we're going to put in list responses. And we're going to pick what response we want it to come from. And we want the future self one. Just like that. We're going to limit this down to 1. Click OK. We're going to hit save. And now that we have that saved, what we can do is we can turn this thing on so that it is running. We'll go here and we'll give this a little sample. Dylan, Once I'll put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And then we're going to put in an email address. All right. We hit int. Ooh, that phone number doesn't look right. Oh, they're on to me. Okay. All right. Hit enter. Okay. So what is a future self I envision in 2025? So let's put in some information. I'm going to go populate it with some dummy data from ChatGPT real quick here. So open up ChatGPT here, and I'm going to say, pop in some quick data. We're going to grab this right here. We're going to put this in ChatGPT, just create some answers. Give me a fake sample answer for this question. All right. That looks great. So we're going to grab this guy. We'll open up future self here, dump this in. Fancy. Releasing the old self. We're going to put this in here. I'm going to do the same thing with ChatGPT. Let's say, give me that same for this. Okay. All right. That's a sample answer. Put that in. And then new possibilities. We're going to have ChatGPT give us some new possibilities for this one. And for this. Great. All right. And so now we're going to put these things in. Now, before we do that, we're just going to double check that this is running. It is running. Fantastic. We're going to hit enter just like that. Hit submit. Great. We've put that submission. So we've been able to catch that. And now this is going to run over. And we can see that if we open up and we can see the output and we look at the mappable answers, we have the old self and the new possibilities just like that coming through. And then we should have, if we look at mappable answers, we should have all three. See, releasing old cells and volatile new futures. Don't see the other one. Oh, there it is. There it is. Perfect. All right, so we have everything that we need here to be able to move forward. The next step in this, if we look at our little map, is we need to create an API assist here, right, for OpenAI, and then be able to put that into a data store. Well, let's just do it with a Google Sheet, just so you guys can, it's easier for you guys to kind of dive in and take a look at it. So let's go to sheets.new. I call this yourself 2025, and then we will go here, just like this, capture that, and then inside of here we'll put in first name, last name, email, and then we're going to put in, we had vision of future. We have old self. And then we have new possibilities. So that's the three that we have right here. And then we're going to add more to this as time goes on. We'll probably need more following up with another 3 questions for nighttime. We'll put nighttime, question 1, question 2, and question 3. All right. So as we have this inside of here, we'll be able to add to this as this thing evolves. So this is great. We have everything we need. We just need to grab the link for this at the top. So we're going to grab this number right here, capture that whole thing, go back inside of here, and we are going to take this sheet, add a row. There we go. Manually. Plenty there. And then we're going to want to map over some of these answers. And so let's go inside of here. We're going to have, what do we have here? We have, this one is going to be, I think if we do it manually, we won't be able to see the headers, but that's okay. If I want to go this, we had, was it first, last, email, vision. Okay, we have the first name. We're going to have the last name. Then we're going to have the email. Oh, do I have a phone number inside of here? I don't have a phone number. Let's make sure there's room for a phone number. There we go. We got the phone number. Beautiful. That was number 4, phone number. And this one is the vision of the future self, right? And this next one is going to be to align with my future self. I need to, so what's required, which I think is releasing old self. I believe is that's the next one, which is, yeah, releasing old self, new possibilities. Perfect. So we're going to go here, list responses, old self, and then new possibilities. Perfect. All right, we've gotten all those things mapped together. So they're now saved inside of our database. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a module for OpenAI that allows us to connect to the API assist. Now the API assist is the benefits of the API assist is that you can keep a thread of information so it remembers the conversation. And then what we can do from that is we can hold on to that conversation and then be able to turn that conversation into anything that we need. So we now have the information like this. These are the 3 pieces that are going to be going through. And then what we're going to have happen is, I think for this module, I'm going to call this one part 1, just like that. I'm going to hit save. And let's open up another module, and because we're going to have part 2, because all this information is being saved just like this. And so if we look at this, this will be basically day 1. It's going to be going inside of here, step 1, into this process. And in terms of it going to API Assist, we're not actually going to need that just yet until the next day, because we're going to trigger this at the end of the night where they're going to fill out the information, and then they're going to get an email. So we're just going to store this in the data just like this. So we're going to cut out this section like that, and we're going to carry this over here like this. And this next make scenario that we have right here is we're going to be doing the same thing, but we're going to be check that database and send out a bunch of emails, and then email the users so that we can create those nighttime meditations. So here's how we're going to be doing that right now. We're going to hit save. I think that's all we need for this simple opener of a meditation. We're going to go into make.com, log in, back into scenarios here, and we can create a new scenario, log in, and we will say this is part 2, future self, 25. And we're going to use Google Sheets, OpenAI, and email application. We're going to hit save. Generally speaking, you want to title it and also say what tools you're using, because if you don't actually include all of the tools that you're using, then sometimes you can get confused when you go to type in, because you might remember the name, or you might remember what tools you used. But this is a great way to have a good naming convention, which makes it easy to search later on. All right. So now that we have this, we're going to imagine that this thing is going to run every so often, where the first thing it's going to be doing is it's going to be basically searching through a database for emails, and then it is going to be then emailing the person about the form for them to fill out, and then we can roll through, where we're probably going to have a third part that allows us to fill out a form for them to say what they did or what they didn't do for the night. Okay, yep, that's how we're going to do it. Okay, so we're going to go here, and we're going to say, we're going to go to Google Sheets, and we're going to say search rows. Going to go here, and we can go ahead and populate this with data. So if we hit save, right, we'll turn this on. Well, actually, just to make this simple so I don't have to reprocess the information, I'm going to unlink this. I'm going to drag this one over to here, and then when I hit run, this should, I'm going to select this one cat, just like that. Now that we have that, we're going to be searching the Google Drive from all, and we want to make sure that we have this URL, which is basically the unique identifier for the sheet. And we want to bring this across here, and we want to put this in just like that. Sheet 1, okay. And we're going to say email, and we're going to say exists. And we're basically looking for anytime there is an email that exists inside of here. Now the next step that we're going to want to put inside of here is we're going to want to have an iterator to iterate through this. And what this does, it's going to look for every time there's an email, it's going to grab each of those emails every single time. So if we go inside of this iterator, and we're going to say email, and we're going to hit run, just want to run anyways, we should get one email, which is my email. Great. And if we had another email in there, for example, just so you can see, let's just say bob@bob.com, just like that. If we were to run this one again with the iterator, you can see here, I'm going to run it one more time. This will come through, and now we have 2. And we can look at that second output. There's bob@bob.com. So this will iterate through it every single time that we want to have something in there. So with that being said, we've gotten this initial one, and we're going to want to take that information, and we're going to want it to be sent as an email to a person, right? And we're going to email, and I'll say send an email. That's what will be interesting, because it's going to be coming from me and to me like this. So this should be really fun. But we'll say 2025 future daily custom meditation, daily custom daily check-in. Let's do that. We're not going to make it an email. We'll just do plain text. We can say hi, and then we'll put in the first name. I'll say, every day you get one step closer to your future self. Use this form and create a custom meditation that aligns with your future self every day. All right. So we want to put in a form that they can fill out that will allow them to be able to fill it out and have a custom meditation based on their future self and based on what's going on for the day. So in order to do that, we're going to have the next step inside of here is we need to create a second form inside of type form. So we have this future self one created. Great. We need a second form. We'll go to type form just like this. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. I'm going to call this one evening check-in. And in order for this to work, let's see here. If we want to connect it to the right account, we'd want to match up the emails with all the other information inside of there so it goes to the right place. Okay, we could do that. So you can fill out your information. So I'm thinking about this versus one person versus many people. If it's one person, then it's going to be going back and forth. But if it's going to be multiple people that we're going to be building this out for, then we want to basically match up the email with the user, and we're going to have a custom thread ID created by OpenAI for this to work. We're going to add in questions that we have here. And so question 1, how well did you avoid old thoughts and behaviors and emotions today? Right? That's one question. The next question we're going to have inside of here is how consistently did they embrace their new intentions? All right, so let's say, what were some signs that you are staying in alignment with your new intentions? Cool. All right, and last question, what did you learn from the moments when you fell from grace? Awesome. So we've gotten that. So now we have these questions. So at the end of the night, you have your future intentions. It's going to be paired up to how best you stayed into alignment with those future intentions, right? When were you in? What caused that? When were you out? And what were the lessons learned? Every day you go through these future intentions. All right, great. So that looks good. First name, last name, email, all that fun stuff. I don't think we need all of this information. I think this is too much every single time. So what I'm going to do with this one is we're going to remove the last name. We're going to remove the first name. We're going to remove the phone number even, because right now we just need the email as the identifier. Cool. All right, all that looks good. And then this, we're going to make sure that these are required. All that looks good. Future self nightly check-in. We're going to hit publish, copy link. We've got the copy link. Perfect. And we're going to have this email filled out like this, just like that. And we'll say, wishing you your best self for 25. TJW. All right, and we're going to say 2. And this email, the email that we're going to use, is the one that we're going to be grabbing from the iterator, the value from the iterator, just like that. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay. I'm going to hit save. And now when we go ahead and hit enter, let's confirm that this got sent out. Bring this one across. All right, this is my future self check-in. We're going to open this up just like this. And here we go. We have this form we're going to fill out. And when we click this form just like this, it opens up. And boom, there it is. All right. So now we know that that works. We have that next step done inside of this list here. So we have this completed in order to have that thing done. And so this is going to be triggering at the end of the night. All right, so we have this check. What I like to do sometimes when I actually build out detailed roadmaps that are much more detailed than this is I go through here and I change these colors. And I go, okay, these are completed. I know those are completed, so I'm going to change the color of them, know that I'm getting there. And I've been able to complete these items just like this. Right? And so we can just go ahead and mark these off. Perfect. All right. So then what we need to do is we're going to need to, when the person sends the information back, we have to have a new scenario. So we need to make another scenario over here. Change this one white. And we're going to want to be able to grab the thread ID of the conversation, send that over to ChatGPT, and be able to upload that into 11 Labs. Now, in order to do this, we're going to be a couple more things that we're going to need inside of here. We're going to need to be able to first move this over, bring this up over and across just like that. Okay, we're going to need to first send the data across over here this way. Add that in. Add that then to the database. And then we're going to need to be able to send that data over. All right, cool. Boom. There we go. Okay, so now that we have this, what we need to do is we're going to create a third. And then what we have is this last one that we're going to need to create here is a automation that is going to wait for them to fill it out. And when they fill it out, it will then turn it into a meditation script for them. So let's hit save here. So that's been created, and we're going to create one final make module. Go into make, open this up, and we'll see this one's part 2. So part 3, future self, future self, 25. We'll say greeting, nighttime, meditation. And we're going to call this one, we're going to use Typeform to OpenAI to Labs to email. Hit save. We're going to create another combination here, just like before, of a Typeform watch responses instant. Call this one part 2 future self 25. We're going to grab this evening check-in. Hit this. Click OK. Hit save. We'll add a sleep module. That is going to be a 5-second sleep module, just like this. Going to go across and Typeform list responses. Perfect. Nighttime self. Same pattern as before. And then we want to limit this. We'll limit this to 1 per round as we go through it, so we can process each email individually. Now, once we have this, list the form responses. The next thing we're going to want to be able to do is, and let's build that first. I'm going to hit run, just like that. And then let's just go back to ChatGPT, and we'll create a couple more quick answers here. Is create some fake data for these end of the night questions to use in YouTube video tutorial. Right. I hit it too soon. Let me just go here. Edit this. Enter, send it across. Let's try that one more time. There's a lot of answers. All right. That looks good. Perfect. So you can see here, creating these questions. How did I avoid the trap? Behaviors, emotions. I avoided trap. I doubted myself when challenges came up. Definitely for the win. I caught myself starting to procrastinate, but I was able to manage it. I was overthinking the most part. Caught myself spiraling. Question 2, how consistently did you embrace your new intentions? I stayed consistent with my intentions by staying fully and present today. I was able to focus and engage in my meetings, made priorities, so forth and so on. And then number 3, what did you learn from the moments when you fell from grace? I started to doubt myself. I learned that stepping away for a quick walk can clear my mind and refocus. I realized that I can need stronger boundaries to set, saying, okay, so great. There's all the things that we want. So some good dummy data. We are going to grab this. We're going to start to populate this inside of this Typeform. So this is running. We have our future self. We're going to say it's the email that I used. Got that one. That's one. Let's grab the ChatGPT's next one. Perfect. Just like that. And then ChatGPT's third one. Great. Dump that in. We have everything running. I like to double check for sanity purposes. Perfect. Part 3. We're going to hit submit. Wonderful. So we got this going off right here. And if we go back here, we can see that those answers all came in. Perfect. Got all that stuff mapped in nicely. Let's see here. We need to grab the user's ID, thread ID, but we need to create the ChatGPT first. So I think we need to search the records, and then from searching for the records, we can grab the initial 3 questions and put it in the prompt, and then we can also then follow up with the thread ID as soon as that is created. Yes. Okay. Cool. All right, let's do that. So we're going to do Google Sheets. We're going to search rows. What's out of here? And then from the spreadsheet, we're going to want to grab this spreadsheet just like this. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for the email to equal the same email as this one. Now, just a note, we want to have it be equal case insensitive. That's a big part because sometimes when you don't have case insensitive, it will mess up. We're going to put that in there just like that. Click OK. Now I'll be able to search those rows. And then what we can do is, since we already have that grabbed, we can disconnect this link. Go here and re-grab this last form we did. Launch this, and let's see if it pulls up the right data. Okay. Yep, it grabbed the right information. Awesome. We could create a thing that captures all of the issues and all of the things where they fell from grace. That might be something we want to do, but just to keep this relatively short as a video, I'm going to go inside of here and we can update the row based on the row that was just selected. We have this one, and then we'll say enter manually. Again, copy this, go here into the spreadsheet manually. So this is sheet 1. Over here, we're going to go here. We're going to grab the row number. You can see it's row number 2, so we know that that works, which is great. Column ranges A to Z is fine. And we had those last questions that were night question 1, 2, and 3. So that's HIJ. So that's HIJ. So we're going to go down here to HIJ. We see this. And if we scroll down here, we're going to want to add in the HIJ from the type form. And we can see that these are the 3 questions. Okay, how do I avoid failure? Okay, that's 1. And this is I, and then this is J. Perfect. We got that. So those have been updated. Oh, we might end up using that update row a second time, but we're going to come back to this. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up OpenAI. We're going to go here, and this is where we're going to use Message and Assistant. What I like about Message Assistant is it allows us to be able to keep the memory intact. And so inside of here, we can choose whatever assistant that we want. Let's just use GPT-4o. Let's create a Message Assistant API that allows us to create a meditation system prompt. The way you do that, you go into platform.openai.com. You have to log in over here. And if we go down here to the back side of this, we can take a look at the different sections that allows us to be able to use it. And so let's just take a look at, we're going to be looking for playground assistance, just like this. And we can call this one nighttime meditation bot. And then systems is, you are a helpful assistant with writing a meditation, a 1-minute meditation script. You will be provided details about a user's future goals for 2025 and what they struggled with for the day. You will then output a custom 1-minute meditation script. Do not include anything besides the script. No commentary, no additional words. Fantastic. So now we've got that guy in place. We should be good. And we could also upload files if we want to upload and make it smarter. There's a bunch of other things that we could do to the system, but let's just say that's good. Go here, refresh this guy out. Let's see if this nighttime meditation bot popped open for me. Perfect. We got that in place. And go. And so now we can feed in some of the things, right? Some of the goals. And so we can say, here is the future self and answers, right? And this is where we'll grab those questions, right? Just like this. Copy this. What's your future self? Right, and we can take this and then we can feed in the sheet that we found, right, the future self, 2, just like this. We can say, which limiting thoughts do you come across, right, just like that. And we can feed that in into here for this old self. And 3, we have this new one, say what daily habits, future version of yourself. Cool, we'll feed this in just like this. New possibilities. Here is today's, and let's just do it, a now variable. This now variable basically picks the now time. Here is today's new insights from trying to reach their future goals, right? And then we're going to start to populate this with the questions that we just put in for the nighttime. Grab that right now, bring this across, put this in here, question 1, boom. And now we have that. We know that that's going to be question 1, 2. This one, how do they embrace his new intentions? That's going to be question 2. And then we have question 3. What could they learn from falling from grace? All right. Boom. Just like that. Fantastic. All right. And then we can say that looks good. We don't have a thread ID. We can populate that a little bit later. All right, so that should make a 1 minute script as need be from here. So if that's the case, we have the search rows, update rows, create the API assistant. Let's just go ahead and run this one time and see what we get. So let's take a look at this text. Annotations, value, cool. So take a moment to be comfortable with your eyes closed. Begin to focus on your breath, feeling a series of rise and flow in chest. As you inhale deeply, feeling confidence and purpose, let go of what you need to be perfect about success. Great. Visualize 20 self, standing in your vision, confidently fulfilled, joy, balance, embrace, and warmth, and gratitude, resilience. Gently place your hands on your arms. Okay, cool. So you can see here, it's a short little meditation based upon the information that was put inside of there. And it was perfect. It's not adding anything else. It's only having the meditation. It's just the script itself. That's exactly what we need. And now all we need to do is we can take this and we can send this off to 11 Labs. You can also use the OpenAI one as well, but I think 11 Labs is definitely a high level. 11 Labs, there we go. Create speech into this. Perfect. Voice. We can use a whole bunch of different voices, but I think it'll be funny right now just to have my own cloned voice right now come inside of here. And we'll just pick a V2. The text we're going to feed is going to be from the results from here. And now we have the 11 Labs created. Now what we're going to be able to do with that is we're going to need to be able to save that data inside of there. So I need to be able to grab the actual information and then be able to download it and then upload it into a Google Drive to be able to utilize it. So we need to turn it into a link, a shareable link, which means we need to put it into a Google Drive. So in order for that to happen, let's just go ahead and we're going to run this module once. Hi, this is Dylan's clone. Yay. Yeah. Okay. The model can be used with text to speech. Okay. So I need a different model. All right. Sure. No problem. Let's see if we can use this 2.5 turbo. I'm curious what that's about. Let's try that one. I'm going to just save this just in case I have to put it in again. All right. Cool. All right. There. That's what we're able to get. So you see this comes into this binary format. It's not really usable in this situation, but we had to run it one time in order for us to be able to access the data a little bit later. So if we want to take this and say we want to upload this to Google Drive, just like that, we can hit upload a file. Okay, so let's go ahead and where to stick it. Let's go ahead and put it in the top of the fold section. And then we have this 11 Labs, just like this. All right, and we're going to get a share, Google Drive share a link. What we got here? Yep, there we go, get a shared link. And now that we have that, we're going to want to grab the file ID of the Google Drive uploaded files. Perfect. Just like that. And oh yeah, for this, you can say anybody has access to it. The benefits of this is that it's using the get a share link 1-2 combo, is that upload a file will allow you to upload the data to be stored somewhere, and then the share link will allow anybody to be able to access to it. And so you want to have this, make sure this is on for anybody. The last thing that we need to do is have this get emailed back to the user. So email built in, we'll say send an email to, from here we're going to want to grab whoever that user was. So we're going to want to iterate through this with the email, and then subject, it goes, your meditation script is ready. And then we'll switch this out to plain text, and we're going to want to have this go hi, and then we can put in first name, your meditation script is ready, your meditation recording is ready, you can go here to listen to it. Okay. And then we're going to want to insert that link just like this. And that is share link. Perfect. Epic 2025. There you go. Perfect. Hit OK. So I'm going to hit save. And now when we run this, it should go from the list responses, right, to the search rows, to update a row, to then creating that with AI, to 11 Labs, to upload a file to the Google Shared Drive, and then email that on out. We're going to go ahead and hit run. And oh, one thing I do want to do here is I want this to basically, I'm going to add just a small sleep. And the reason why I want to add the sleep is just because the delay between uploading the file and the sleep, it might just need a little bit time to process. So we're just going to give that like 10 seconds. We probably don't even need that, probably need like 5 seconds, but we just want to give it a second to upload. All right, just like that. And I'm going to hit run. Great. So now we're grabbing that. It's now hitting AI. It's looking at these 3 different things right now. It's looking at the vision of the future, the old self, the new possibilities. And then you have also the Q1 questions avoiding, the Q2 questions, and Q3. for the evening time, and those are being processed, got turned into 11 labs, and we're now going to sit here for a hot second, and that should have been emailed off. So if we go and we take a look at this, we can see what actually happened with this, with the future self. And we'll open this up. And here we go. Let's give this a listen and see what we have.
Close your eyes and take a deep breath in, gently holding it for a moment before exhaling slowly. As you breathe out, let go of any tension or doubt lingering within you. Feel the calm settling in with each breath, guiding you toward your future self.
All right, there we go. Now, I don't know if my voice is the most relaxing, so we might want to go ahead and switch that out to a different 11 labs that is a little bit more soothing and beautiful. But you could have it be cloned in their own voice for another one. Let's go with this pre-made Aria one. There we go. I think that one's probably going to be a little bit better. Now, a couple of other things that have happened with that, just to upgrade the system, is we can also save the ID of the user. So each time this gets filled out again now, we can then re-upload it with the message assistant so that it has the conversation in the threads. The way that we would do this, now that we know that that has happened, right, is if it exists, right, what we can do here is this ID got made, and so what we can do is we can do another update row. We can clone this guy, drag this one over just like that. We can go inside of here, and we can have this one be called the message ID. So we'll have this one be called thread ID, just like that. We'll go inside, and I believe that was K. Yeah, K. K is thread ID. So we're going to go this, and now we're going to look at this, and we see where it says thread ID. This thread ID lets it remember the conversation that it has, right? And then what we can do is over here, with the sheet inside of here, we can put in this thread ID if it actually exists. Sometimes it exists, sometimes it doesn't. Like, so the first pass it won't, but then after that it will. So this will be inside of here if there is a thread ID. If not, it will just show up empty, and that's totally fine as well. So the first pass will be empty. Every pass from there, it will just have the conversation of your future self combined with everything that you struggled with. So now we have that set. We are good to go with that. The way that we would hook up everything now in order for this whole thing to have form and function beyond everything here. So we're going to go here, just like this. We'll fill this out and connect this just like that. And we can do the same thing. Oh, we want to make sure that this right here is limit 1. Perfect. Hit save. Right. And we can just have this thing on. This thing's watching for responses. So this is coming in immediately, and right now it's checking every 50. It says as data arrives, right? I'm gonna hit save here, so that's fine. So we've gotten that. This right here is going into this database, so we can turn this thing on. We can have this thing check however often we wanted to. I mean, right now we can say every 15 minutes is fine, but let's just switch it to every 2 minutes right now. It's gonna use a lot of operations just checking right now, but we'll change this later. I'm gonna hit save. All right, so that's gonna be checking every. Let's just do 1 minute. Perfect. And then over here we have this one. I'm going to reconnect this guy just like that. We'll toggle this guy off. Perfect. All right, there we go. And now we're running this out. If we're going to be using this as well, we're going to go back from the beginning and let's test out the entirety of the system and see how everything functions. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and we'll just delete everything in here, and we will go ahead, close that all out, and we will start fresh. And now that we have this is running, we have part 1. We're going to have this running immediately as things arrive. So that's going to be running right here like that. This will be checking every minute, but let's just have that thing on. Oh, that just sent an email. It's going to search rows every minute. Oh yeah, because this is going to go out at the end of every night. Let me delete this then. So this will go out at the end of every night. And so we're going to manually trigger this as if this was 8 p.m. and then we'll continue on with the rest of the flow here. I'll have this guy on just waiting for the data. So here's how it would look start to finish. You know, somebody said, I think we hit published, right? Awesome. Let's go visit this lovely site here. All right, become your future self in 2025. Start your journey. This looks great. We can see keeping our goals in alignment with our meditations, careers on the path. Ready to begin. Name, email, address. Perfect. Here is the form, which I think is very much in alignment. What I'm going to do here is I am just going to delete this, so there's nothing in here. We're going to start fresh. When we do that, we're going to pop back to this wonderful website here, and we're going to say, let's just say DJ. Let's say W. I'll put in, and then we're going to put in email. This. Let's say, great. All right, this is awesome. Oh, .com. You caught me. There we go. Great. And now we're going to start to pump in this information inside of here. And I'm just going to use ChatGPT like I had before. All right, copy this, go here, paste that in, hit enter, copy this, go here, hit enter, copy this here, go hit enter, I hit submit. Oh, this is, I'm so very satisfied. This at the very end is, why would you choose 5? That's Typeform trying to gather responses. We can stop that in Typeform, but. So anyways, we got that. So now that we know that the information just populated in via the website, which is great, we're now going to say we can have this thing be scheduled for 8 p.m. Right? And so right now that thing just went off. I'm gonna toggle this thing off right now. So now that we know that this thing went off, you can turn this to be scheduled at regular intervals, say every day at, if we want to say 8 p.m. we could, or whatever. Right? Don't activate it yet. But now that we had that happen, that's great. We just got our email that came through. Beautiful. We're going to open that up. Going to fill that out. We're going to put in our same information, dylan@dylanj.com. And then we're going to start to put in some of these other ChatGPT answers. So we're going to go inside of here and we'll say, this is my issues. This is how the things I struggled with and how well my thoughts and behaviors went through with the day, just like that. We're going to go back to question 2. How consistently did I embrace my new intentions? Copy that, put that, enter, perfect. And then number 3, what did I learn from the moments when I fell from grace, when I was not my perfect self, aka February 1st. All right, so I'm going to hit enter here, right? And then we can see this automatically has gotten triggered. It's waiting a couple of seconds. It's now hitting the sheets. It's updating the sheets. It is now going to hit OpenAI. It's going to use the API assistant to be able to craft the meditation script. That meditation script is then going to go and get processed. It's going to now update the sheet with the ID from that API assistant. It's going to hit 11 Labs. 11 Labs is going to grab that over, turn that into a script, upload that script into the Google Drive in terms of an audio recording, and then share that back with me. So if we go back inside of here, we have the meditation script ready, and boom, there we go. And we can now listen to this at the end of every night.
Take a deep breath in and slowly release it. Allow your mind to settle into this moment.
There we go. And that is how we can use AI agents to help you keep in alignment with your future self and hit your goals for 2025. I hope you had as much fun watching me and building along with me as I built this myself. If you have any ideas for AI agents or things you'd like to see me build, feel free to comment down below, and have a blessed and beautiful and very productive 2025. Take care. Much love, y'all. I'll catch y'all soon. Bye.